Hey guys, Dobby back at you. Got another story for you. The old shop sat at the edge of County Road 17, the kind of place that hadn't seen a new customer in years, but still had a flickering neon open sign that nobody ever turned off. Locals call it simply Ray's. Ray himself was supposedly died in 98. Heart attack while lying under a 76 Chevy, but the place never closed. Someone or something kept it running. Jake needed work, 23, fresh out of a bad breakup, 3 months behind on rent. When the Craigslist ad popped up offering cash daily, no questions, must start tonight. He didn't even hesitate. He pulled up at 11:47 p.m. The bay doors were already open, no cars inside. Just one trouble light hanging from its cord, swaying slightly even though there was no breeze. A voice came from the shadows near the parts washer. "You're late." The man who stepped into the light wasn't old, but he wasn't young either. Maybe 40, grease black hair, eyes the color of motor oil. He wore a name patch that read Ray, even though Jake was pretty sure the real Ray had been dead almost 30 years. "Lift's already up," the man said, pointing to the far bay. 69 Camaro. "Customer says it pulls hard left, under braking. Fix it." Jake walked over. The Camaro was pristine, black on black, cowl, induction hood, no rust, no dents. Beautiful, except for one thing. It had no front wheels, just sat there on jack stands, brake rotors gleaming like they'd been polished an hour ago. "Where are the wheels?" Jake asked. "They're not the problem." Jake shrugged, slid underneath on the creeper. The inner carriage was spotless, too clean, no road grime, no oil drips, no signs it had ever moved under its own power. He checked the calipers anyway. Everything looked factory fresh. Then he noticed the brake lines. They weren't steel. They were clear, like medical grade tubing. And inside them, something dark pulsed. No, not brake fluid, thicker, slower, like syrup or blood. He said, "Oh, fast. Those lines aren't stock. They're exactly what the car needs," Ray said. He hadn't moved from the doorway. "Bleed 'em." Jake laughed nervously. "With what? There's no bleeder screw, and I'm not putting my mouth on that." Ray just stared. After maybe 10 seconds, he said very quietly, then crawled back under and listened. Against every instinct screaming at him, Jake did. He lay under the car again, ear close to the frame rail. At first, nothing. Then a sound, soft, wet, regular, thump, 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 like a heartbeat, but too slow. And it wasn't coming from the engine bay. It was coming from inside the brake lines. Jake scrambled out fast, so fast he banged his head on the lower control arm. Blood trickled into his eye. When he wiped it away and looked up, Ray was holding a small glass jar. Inside floated what looked like a tiny, perfect human heart. No bigger than a golf ball, still beating. "Customer's in a hurry," Ray said. "Said if it isn't done by dawn, he'll come collect the deposit himself." Jake's voice cracked. "What deposit?" Ray tilted his head toward the office door. Through the filthy window, Jake could see a row of maybe 15 mason jars on the shelf behind the desk. Each one held something suspended in clear fluid. Fingers, eyes, a tongue, a beating heart exactly like the one in Ray's hand. Jake backed towards his truck. Ray didn't chase him. He just unscrewed the lid of the jar and was holding and tapped it. The tiny heart landed in his palm with a wet slap. He pressed it against the Camaro's master cylinder like it was reseating a gasket. There was a soft sucking sound. The dark fluid in the lines surged once, hard, then settled into perfect rhythm. Thump, thump, thump. Jake made it to his truck, hands shaking so badly he dropped the keys twice. When he finally got the engine started and peeled out, he looked in the rear view mirror. The bay doors were still open, the trouble light still swayed, and standing in the middle of the empty shop, wearing Jake's hoodie, jeans, and work boots, was someone who looked exactly like him, waving goodbye. Jake hasn't gone back to County Road 17 since. But sometimes, very late at night, when he's driving empty back roads, he swears he feels the brake pedal pulse under his foot, very gently, like something underneath the car is still breathing and waiting for him to come finish the job. Thanks, guys, for listening. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. I will see you in the next one.